Good evening, everyone. I would like to talk about how social programs can decrease the number of incarcerated people within the United States. So, it might be surprising to everyone, but the United States has the largest amount of incarcerated people in the entire world. That's including other developed countries. To better illustrate how staggering our numbers are here in the US, I would like to compare between Germany and the United States according to population. So, our number of incarcerated people peaked in the year 2008, and we had about 1,000 per 100,000 of our population of incarcerated people, and now we're down to about 830 per 100,000 of the population. Germany has 77. So, also interesting is the disproportionately high number of Black and Hispanic people within our incarcerated population. So, within our main population of the United States, Black and Hispanic people make up about 13 and 16%. However, in prisons, about 831 Hispanic out of 100,000 and 2,306 out of 100,000 Black people make up the prison population. So as you can tell, that's very disproportionate to how many um, Black and Hispanic people are in our population. What can social programs do for this? These numbers, I feel, can be lowered if we maybe directed our national budget towards funding social programs instead of funding prisons. Social programs can do a lot for preventing people from just becoming part of the criminal justice system, like being in it and being cycled in and out of it. Multiple studies have linked childhood trauma, physical, mental, and sexual abuse to early contact with the criminal justice system, such as early encounters in early childhood with law enforcement. Much of the time, these at-risk youth live in neighborhoods that are targeted by law enforcement, and law enforcement kind of zooms in on minor occurrences such as underage drinking, fights with peers, or loitering. Minor infractions that pretty much everyone does, but there are neighborhoods that are specifically targeted that have high minority populations or are impoverished neighborhoods. So what happens when youth and young adults are saddled with a criminal record? Well, the prospects of finding a good job that would secure stable housing and provide for themselves and their families diminishes. People are left with seeking illegal means, such as turning back to criminal element in order to survive, because it's the life that many times they grew up around. If they are branded for life, a person convicted of crime has very few options left. Social programs that could prevent a lot of this from taking place in the first place, such as housing programs, food stamps. These are things that we have, but they are also underfunded or currently being taken away by the administration in office right now. Other social programs, such as comprehensive medical care, to include mental health care, which is sorely lacking in these communities. Programs such as intervention and assistance for prostitution or human trafficking survivors, transitional housing for helping families that are affected by interpersonal violence, financial aid for college and technical schools, and even having more requirements for law enforcement so that there is a reduction in targeting impoverished or minority neighborhoods. All of these things that could make our communities safer. Social programs would be targeting the root of social issues within our society, and they are costly. We currently spend about $81 billion a year to run our prison systems. And instead, if we took that money and invested into social programs, we could possibly prevent the need for these prison systems and make our communities safer by providing a path forward for at-risk populations.